good. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I do have that. Okay. Hmm. Check it out. Interesting. Okay. Should we do it? Okay. No, you're good. All right. So just comfortable seat, which it looks like most of you are. If you want to adjust in any way, or maybe even just move your body a little bit to get some physical feedback, just for a moment, notice how you feel. And then when you're ready, find stillness. So sit just in seated meditation. And it might not be the most comfortable position for you, but you can at least sit here for a couple minutes and find some sense of relaxation through your face. Maybe let your shoulders melt down away from your ears a little bit. And just kind of feel into or even visualize the length in your spinal column. You might rest your hands in your lap, or you might bring your hands to your heart. Take these first couple moments to really just arrive on your mat. So letting go of the office, letting go of whatever you're doing today in your work life, and just letting yourself, almost like this is a different place completely, letting yourself be here on your mat, in your body, and just noticing how you feel. Start to notice the rise and fall of your breath. And let's just begin with 3 great big deep breaths together. So next time you breathe in, fill up as big as you can and take a moment to pause at the top in fullness. And when you're ready, open your mouth and just great big sigh, let it go. Ah, yeah, very nice. Do that a couple more times. Inhale, fill up. Maybe you sit up taller, take up more space, even just energetically. So feel as if you get bigger, more expansive, more spacious. And then big, huge sigh when you're ready. Let it go. Ah. One more time. Biggest inhale you've taken all day. Hold. See if at the top you can even find a little extra sit. And then when you're ready, just let it go. Sigh it out. Release. Ah. Seal your lips and start to drop into your ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose by way of the back of your throat. So each inhale, it's almost like you're taking a really, really deep, slow motion gas. The exhale is like you're fogging up a window, but your lips are sealed over the breath. You can stay right here, connecting to your breath for as long as you want to. If this is where you want to stay the entire time and just have your seated meditation, totally fine with me. If you're ready to start moving, take your ujjayi breath with you and come forward to hands and knees. From hands and knees, start to either move through cat-cows. So inhale to arch and exhale to round, or you are more than welcome to just explore on your own anything that would feel good. So you might even take your hips all the way around in great big circles. You might just kind of feel into your elbows and your shoulders and your shoulder blades. Maybe you want to come forward towards a cobra, heart opener. Maybe you want to sit back and rest in a child's pose, or tuck your toes under and sit back into that screaming toe pose. So many options. Feel free to do whatever you would like. Give it about 3 to 5 more breaths. And then absolutely no rush, but whenever you feel ready, start finding your way back to downward facing dog. Good, you guys. And once you are back in down dog, keep feeling around. Maybe pedal out your heels. Maybe even take your feet out to the width of your mat and shift your hips from side to side. Maybe you want to give your head a little shake or a little nod. And then make sure you haven't lost track of your breath. It's still there. It's still big, spacious, powerful. It's supporting you in your down dog. You guys look awesome. Nice poses. You do not have to have your legs straight. You do not have to have your heels on the ground. So if it feels better, you can always bend your knees a lot. That helps me personally connect more to my center and use my core a little bit more in my down dog. Take one more inhale into your dog pose. And as you exhale, just look to the top of your mat, and however you want to get there, forward fold. Hang out for a few breaths in your fold. I recommend feet at least hips width distance apart, maybe even wider. All of your toes face forward. And then if you'd like, grab opposite elbows, take ragdoll, sway or bob or bounce. Try not to rock back into your heels, but press down firmly through your toes and the balls of your feet and focus on lifting your butt up. So even if you have a big bend in your knees, if you lift your butt up as high as you can, let the crown of your head move towards the ground, you'll still get that really nice stretch for your hamstrings, backs of your legs. Take one more round where you're at. And then with your next inhale, halfway lift. So spine parallel to the ground. Get all the rounding out of your back. Exhale, fold and bow. Do that once more, halfway lift position. So stick your butt out, press back through the tops of your thighs, broaden your sit bones. Exhale, fold. And then this time, we'll come through our halfway lift and rise all the way up. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. Flowing with your breath. Inhale, reach up, high mountain. Exhale, dive down slowly. So hinge at your hips, lengthen your spine. Bend your knees if you feel it in your low back. Halfway lift as you inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, fold Uttanasana. Let it all go, all the way to emptiness. Press into your feet, lead with your heart, rise. Arms reach up, maybe you even gaze up. And then hands to your heart center, exhale. Let's do it one more time, just like that. Maybe close your eyes. Inhale, reach. Feel your body from the inside as you exhale and slowly dive down. Fold in. Beautiful. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Empty all the way out. And then from your center, rise up. Arms reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, inhale, arms reach. And then this time, let's bring our hands behind our back and interlace our fingers. So roll your shoulders back and down, shoulder blades, squeeze your spine. This is so good after you've been sitting at your desk all day. Maybe you even press your palms together and then see if you can start to reach your hands back away from your body. Try not to lock out your elbows or hyperextend your elbows. You can stay right here if this feels like enough, or add just a little baby back bend. So hug in with your inner thighs, press your hips forward as you lift your heart. Take one more in-breath. Keep your clasp, hinge at your hips all the way down into your fold. Hang out with your fingers interlaced in your forward fold for a couple breaths or so. So try to let your head be very heavy. Maybe give it a shake, yes or no. Good, lift your knuckles up. Lift your sit bones up. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bring your hands to your low back. Release your clasp. Let your arms hang down. Nice and easy. You can let them dangle a little bit. On an inhalation, find your halfway lift position. Realign your spine. As you exhale, plant your hands. Step back to plank or modified plank. So you're welcome to come to your knees if you'd like. Inhale at the top of your push-up and push the ground away. As you exhale, slowly lower all the way to your belly. Let's take a Spider-Man Cobra. So hands out on the carpet, up on your fingertips. Your hands are out in front of your shoulders a little bit. Elbows face the sky. Inhale, lift your heart. And on an exhale, take a little twist to your right side. Dip your left shoulder down. Inhale, back to center. Press through pelvis and shoelaces as you lift. Other side, exhale. Good. Inhale back to center. Heart lifts. Little tone in your belly, navel to spine. Exhale, let it go. Bring your hands to frame mid ribs. Press up to tabletop, hands and knees. All right. Bring your right arm forward and your left leg back. So spinal balance. Find a strong straight line of energy from your fingertips all the way back to your heel or your toes. So right arm forward, left leg back. Yeah, take one more big inhale. And then exhale, slow motion, elbow to knee underneath you. Curl in, round. Inhale, get long, strong, and powerful. Two more just like that, elbow to knee. Empty all the way out in your breath. Inhale, re-extend. And then last time, like you're moving through honey, elbow to knee, exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, set everything down, back to hands and knees. Extend your right leg now, straight out to the right with your toes facing forward. Take your left arm out to the left and then all the way up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, thread your left arm underneath your body, reach through and then come down to rest on the outside of your shoulder, outside of your head. And keep your right hand down. Or if there's any other variation you want to explore, if you do not like having your right leg extended, you can set your right knee down. So feel free to make it your own, about 3 to 5 more breaths. Soft through your face, through your forehead, your jaw. If you happen to have your right hand lifted, set your right hand back on the ground. Next time you inhale, unthread your left arm. Reach it out and up one more time. Yes, very good. Exhale, left hand down. Pick up your right foot and swing your right toes off the left side of your mat. Pull your hips over to the right as you gaze back over your left shoulder. So it's like you're using your entire right side body to look back over your shoulder, look back at your tip toes. You might kind of lean into it, bend one or both elbows, round or arch. Take one more deep breath. And then back to center tabletop. Back to downward facing dog. Take just a moment, walk it out in your down dog. Find length, find space. One more big inhale. And then exhale, look to the top of your mat, step or hop forward, fold. Halfway lift, breathe in, pause. Make sure your feet are at least hips width distance apart. All of your toes face forward. Bend your left knee a lot. Bring your left fingertips to the ground, right arm to the sky. So twist. Open through the right side of your heart. Yeah. Pull your right hip back, but stay rooted through the inner edge of your right foot. Take one more breath. And then end of your exhale, let it go and just switch to the other side. So right fingertips down, right knee bends a lot, left arm up. Open through the left side of your heart. Imagine somebody's got their hand in the little crease in front of your left hip and they're pulling back. Stay rooted through your left foot, especially the inner edge. One more round. Nice job, you guys. End of your exhale, let it go, forward fold. Inhale, let's find one more halfway lift. This time just realize. Exhale, fold and bow. Roll up. So let your arms and your head hang heavy as slow as you can. Super, super slow. Roll up to stand. And then at the very, very top, your head stacks. Once your head stacks, roll your shoulders up, back, and down a few times. Feel into the mobility of your shoulders. Eventually, shoulders roll back and down, palms open, and then feel into a neutral spine, a neutral pelvis. Drop through the crown of your head as you root through your feet. Close your eyes and feel yourself standing with so much awareness from the inside out rather than the outside in. Stay as you are, breathe in as big as you can. Fill up every little space, hold, get bigger. And then when you're ready, big open mouth sigh. Good job. Inhale, reach up. Ujjayi. We'll take a side body stretch this time. So exhale to your right, maybe right hand to right hip, maybe you grab your left wrist. So anything goes as long as it works for you. A little more weight in your left foot. And then breathe into your left side. One more round. Through center, inhale. As you exhale, other side. Again, you can make it your own. Lots of options. You do you. Breathe, length into your right waistline, space in between your right ribs. Lots of weight in your right foot, especially the inner edge. Take one more deep breath. Good work. Back to center. Reach up, both feet on the ground. And exhale. Cactus your arms, just a little baby back bend, navel to spine as you curl open. Inhale, re-extend, realign, feel into neutral. And then exhale, stick your butt out, reach your heart forward all the way down, fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, feet back. Take your vinyasa however you would like, or skip it if you'd rather. Take it back to a child's pose. Just for a moment, resting with your forehead on your mat, hips to your heels. Just breathe. Slow, spacious breath. Rise up to your hands and your knees, tabletop position. Spread your fingers really wide and push into the ground. So feel the strength in your shoulders and your pectorals. You want to be using muscles, not just sinking into your joints. Take your left arm forward, right leg back. Spinal balance. Gaze down so the back of your neck is nice and long. Take one more inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee, slow and smooth. Inhale, reach, get long, strong, and powerful. Exhale, elbow to knee. All the way to empty in your breath. Inhale, re-extend. Just one more time, elbow to knee. Curl in, hollow out, lengthen, breathe in. Exhale, set your hand and knee back down. Extend your left leg out to the left now. Toes face forward, heel comes straight out from your hip. Yes, very good. Right arm out to the right, and then all the way up, inhale here. Exhale, thread your right arm underneath. So reach, 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 and then come down. Rest on the outside of your shoulder and your head ever so gently. Make sure you can breathe. Huge inhales into the space between your shoulder blades, your back ribs, your low back, your kidneys. Variations or exploration, always welcome. Take about 3 more. Good job, you guys. If you do happen to have your left hand lifted, bring it back to the ground. On an inhalation, unthread your right arm. Reach it out, reach it up. Open up, and then exhale, right hand down. Pick up your left foot and swing your left leg off the right side of your mat. So your toes come off the right side of your mat. Push them into the ground. Pull your hips over to the left. Gaze back over your right shoulder. Sometimes I like to walk my left hand forward. Sometimes I like to come down to my right forearm. There's lots of ways to feel into this to get something out of it. Take one more breath. And then back to tabletop. Back to downward facing dog. All right, great big inhale into your dog pose. Exhale, look forward, step, tiptoe, or hop, top of your space, forward fold. This time, inhale to your halfway lift and bring your feet all the way out to the width of your mat. Bring your toes out wider than your heels. Come down into a low squat malasana. If at all possible, heels stay down. If you need to lift your heels, that's okay. And then elbows to your inner thighs, hands to your heart. Try to lengthen your spine rather than rounding your back. Breathe down into your hips and your groin. See if you can pick up your toes and spread them. So if your heels are down, pick up your toes, spread them apart, about 2 or 3 more breaths. Soft face, soft jaw. Nice work, friends. End of your next exhale, fingertips down, lift your hips up. You can heel toe your feet back together however you like them. All of your toes now face forward and your feet are parallel. Halfway lift position. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Breathe through your feet. Let's rise all the way up. Arms reach up. Hands to heart. Exhale. All right, playing with balance for just a moment. Root into your right foot and float your left knee up. Standing staff, bring your arms to the sky. So balancing on your right foot, flex your left toes, hug in with your inner thighs. Breathe. We're going to move into a crescent lunge by going through warrior 3. So ever so slowly, you're going to start to hinge at your hips, kick your left leg back, warrior 3, any arms you want. Find your pose, breathe into it 1 or 2 deep breaths. And then crescent lunge is where we'll end up. So as you are ready, step your left toes down on the back of your mat, arms to the sky. And if that doesn't happen really gracefully, no big deal. Take a moment to adjust your legs. Good job, you guys. Be playful. Remember, it's just a practice. So once you're in your crescent lunge, find your breath. Pull your front hip back hip forward, really nice and square through your hips. One more inhale. As you exhale, turbo twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Bend your back knee to a hover. Take just one more round so you can get a little lower, twist a little further. And then at the end of your next exhalation, warrior 2. Right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back, back heel pivots down. Good. Awesome job. So your right toes face directly forward, left toes directly to the left. Bend deeply into your front knee and track it open towards your pinky toe. Next time you breathe in, reverse your warrior. Front palm rotates up, reach back. Keep bending into your front knee. Keep tracking your front knee towards your pinky toe. Breathe into your right side. Take one more inhale, reach through your fingertips. Exhale, side angle. So come through warrior 2, reach forward, and then tip it over. Right hand towards the ground, left arm towards the sky, or maybe left arm forward. Or if you know the half or the full bind, if that's in your practice, you're welcome to go there. About 2 or 3 more breaths, your expression. Keep that deep bend in your front knee and keep tracking it towards your pinky toe. Don't let it collapse. Back leg is strong. Back foot is rooted. Feel your breath all the way down in your belly. One last round here. Good job. As you inhale, press into your feet, rise back up. Straighten your front leg, parallel your feet. Arms to the sky, inhale. And then exhale all the way down, dive down, wide-legged forward fold, anywhere you would like to go for about 5 deep breaths. So feel free to move around if you want, explore, or just be still and breathe. Nice job, friends. Take about 2 more rounds. Open mouth exhales, welcome. Next time you breathe in, come back to a halfway lift position, fingertips on the ground. So bend your knees if needed. Walk your hands forward, rotate your toes forward. You're in a low lunge. From your low lunge, step your front foot back. You'll be in a plank pose. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Come to your knees if you'd like. Exhale, chaturanga, lower slowly. Back bend of your choice as you breathe in. And then just for a moment, child's pose, sit back and rest. Take a moment to just ground. So let the ground hold you. Connect to its energy, its support, its stability. Open mouth sighs are always welcome. Last couple breaths here. And downward facing dog. Walk it out in your down dog. Lots of length. Inhale, right leg high. Just stretch it out. And then exhale, step your right foot all the way up top of your mat. From your low lunge here, you'll move into a standing split. So right foot roots, left leg floats high. It's just a one-legged forward fold. Lift your left leg as high as you can and see if you can even spread your left toes. Hug in with your right inner thigh. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bring your left foot down next to your right foot so big toes touch, little gap in between your heels, tuck and curl, tiny little potato bug ball. Lift your heels up high and see if you can move your butt closer to the ground, nose closer to your knees. If you want a balance challenge, wrap your arms around your shins and squeeze. Breathe into your back body especially. All the way to empty with your exhales. One more deep breath. Inhale, halfway lift. So heels down, spine long. If you want, you can widen your stance a little bit. Exhale, bow and fold. Root through your feet, rise up. All the way to stand, arms reach. Hands to heart, exhale. All right, working with balance again. Left foot is your base. So visualize all your weight coming into left foot, right knee lifts, standing staff. Take your arms to the side whenever you're ready. Hug in with your inner thighs, flex your toes, breathe down into your belly. Find something to focus your gaze on. One more in-breath. Moving through warrior three, slowly. So hinge at your hips, right leg reaches back, arms are your choice. One or two deep breaths in your pose. Landing crescent lunge, softly as possible, right toe step back. And then arms to the sky. Good. Take a moment to adjust if needed. So find stability through your legs. Hug in with your inner thighs. Lift through your heart. Slow, steady breath. One more inhaling crescent. Turbo twist. So back knee bends to a hover. You can also bring your back knee down to modify. Right arm forward, left arm back. We won't hold it very long. Just one more round. Next inhale, warrior two. So left arm reaches forward, right arm reaches back. You open towards the opposite side of the room. So your right foot is now parallel to the back edge of your mat. Left toes are facing directly forward. Hips are open. Inhale, reverse warrior. So reach up and back. Keep bending into your front knee deeply. And then breathe into your left side, your waistline, your rib cage. Feel your pose. Feel all that length in your left side body. One more great big inhale. Exhale through warrior two. Moving into side angle, so reach forward and then tip it over. Left hand towards the ground or maybe left elbow on left thigh. Right arm can reach up, forward, half or full bind if you want. Keep wrapping your left butt cheek. Keep pressing through your back foot. Keep your heart open. So imagine your heart is trying to look up. Yes, couple more rounds, your fullest expression. From the press of your feet, next inhale, rise up. So back to warrior two and then straighten your front leg, parallel your feet. Turn all of your toes to face straight forward. Arms reach up, breathe in. Exhale, dive down into your fold. Good. If you need to adjust at all, take a moment to adjust. You want your legs on a balance beam, feet parallel, not heels in, toes out, but either parallel or very, very slightly pigeon-toed. You want to work the length in the backs of your legs and your hamstrings. If you're focusing on simply folding, make sure you're not rocking back into your heels. If you can engage through the front of your thighs to lift your sit bones higher, and then move the crown of your head a little closer to the ground. Couple more breaths. Nice job, friends. Next time you breathe in, find a halfway lift position, fingertips down, so bend your knees if needed. And then walk your hands forward, rotate your toes forward, so you're in a low lunge. Step your front foot back. You're in a plank or a modified plank. Inhale at the top. Exhale, slowly lower down, strong belly. Lift your heart on an inhale. You can take an extra couple of breaths if it feels good. Child's pose when you're ready. Just sit back and rest. Connect to the ground, to its energy. So the ground holds an energy that is steady, that is stable, rather than chaotic and crazy. So as you rest here, breathe that energy in, that stable, supportive, grounded energy. Steady, rooted. Take one more deep breath. Downward facing dog. All right, from down dog, inhale left leg high. So just for a moment, really stretch and lengthen. Exhale, step your left foot to the top of your mat. And then root into your left foot. Standing splits, right leg floats up. You won't hold it too terribly long, so get everything you can out of it. Lots of length. Hug in with your left inner thigh. Relax your neck. Active through your right toes. Get them to spread. Take one more inhale. Maybe lift a tiny bit higher. Exhale, tiny little potato bug ball. Big toes touch. Tuck and curl. Option to wrap your arms around your shins if you want. Breathe into your back body. And next time you inhale, halfway lift, heels down, spine long. Exhale, listen, plant your hands, feet back, move through your vinyasa however you want. And up in tabletop position, just hands and knees. And then from hands and knees, we'll all sit back into a screaming toe pose or a variation of it. So knees are at least hips width distance, or I shouldn't say at least, but knees are hips width distance apart. Toes are curled under. If this feels like too much for you, you're just going to bring your hips back with your hands on the ground in front of you as far as you can, and then be there. If you are able to, you'll sit back onto your heels, hug them in, so make sure they're not drifting apart, and then just rest here, just breathe here. Keep hugging your inner heels towards midline. If it gets to be too much at any time, hands to the ground in front of you, lift your hips, take some weight off, and come back in when you're ready. We'll be here for about 5 more breaths. Soft face, let that heat build and just send your breath into it. Ah. Good job, you guys. Last couple of rounds. Visualize your breath moving down into your feet. End of your next exhale, come forward to hands and knees, untuck your toes, and very gently just tap the tops of your feet against the ground. Good. And then one last time, downward facing dog, and feel all that new awareness in your feet and your toes. Just find as much length as you possibly can in this final down dog, as much strength, as much space. Breathe into all of that. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, we'll come back down to bring your knees down. And let's find our way all the way onto our back. So however you want to get there, in whichever direction you feel like facing is fine with me. All the way down. Hug your knees in and just gently rock from side to side. And then feet on the ground with your knees bent. Extend your right leg straight up. And for just a moment, either roll out your ankle or point and flex your toes a few times. And then eventually flex your toes back. Figure 4 supine pigeon. So outer right ankle, top of your left thigh. Create that figure 4 with your legs. And this might be where you stay if this feels like a lot. If you want more, left foot can lift, grab hold behind your left thigh, and gently pull your legs towards your upper body. But rather than rounding your spine, see if you can stabilize. So resist with your legs as you draw in with your arms and find stability. find a nice neutral spine or try to keep a nice neutral spine. If you want, you can rock a little bit side to side. So we're not ever trying to just pull our body into the deepest variation of the pose. If we do that, most likely we're compromising some other place in our body and it's not doing us any good. So always it is with awareness. It is gently encouraging with our breath, a little more space. Like about 3 or 4 more rounds in your figure 4. If you do happen to have your left foot lifted, set your left foot back on the ground and then extend your right leg straight up. Flex your toes back, lead with your heel, and ever so slowly lower your right leg down. Nothing else moves, just your right leg. When your right leg is finally extended forward on the ground in front of you, draw your left knee up, hands in front of your shin. If that's too much, behind your thigh, back of your thigh is fine. Hug your left knee up towards your left armpit. So outside of your ribs and up towards your armpit. Give it a great big squeeze as you take a great big huge Buddha belly breath. And then turn this into a half happy baby. Sole of your left foot faces the sky. Grab your foot, outer edge if you can. Inner edge is fine if that's too much. Peace fingers around big toe. You can also grab ankle, shin, or back of thigh as a modification. Imagine there's a heavy sandbag on top of your right thigh. Hold down with your left arm, press up through your left heel, flex your toes, breathe down into your groin. And then end of your exhalation, release your left leg, full body stretch. Both arms reach long, both legs reach long. Inhale, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, draw your knees in, gently rock side to side. Feet on the ground with knees bent. Extend your left leg up and take a moment. Point and flex or roll out your ankle, maybe a little bit of both. And finally, just flex your toes back. Figure 4, outer left ankle, top of your right thigh. And you are absolutely welcome to keep your right foot down, or you can lift your right foot up, grab hold behind your right thigh. So thread your hands in between that little hole in your legs, that 4. And focus on your deep breathing. Rock side to side if you want. Oops, excuse me. Sorry, guys. No, I don't want that. All right. So maybe about 4 or 5 more breaths. Just visualize your breath flowing all the way down into your left hip. If it's hard to visualize, then start practicing visualization. There's only one way to get better, and that's to practice. You feel into your nice neutral spine, not pulling, not forcing, not straining. Last couple breaths. And then if you are holding on to your right leg, set it back down. And then extend your left leg straight up. Flex your toes back, even your little baby pinky toe if you can. Leading with your heel, keep everything else still, and ever so slowly lower your left leg down. So much awareness. Eventually, your left leg rests on the ground in front of you. Draw your right knee up, hands in front of your shin, or if that's too much, behind your thigh is fine. And then squeeze your knee up towards your armpit. Great big squeeze, couple big deep Buddha belly breaths. And then half happy baby once again. Sole of your right foot faces up. Grab your foot or wherever you can reach. Hold down with your right arm. Press up through your right heel. Invisible sandbag on top of your left thigh. One more full round. And then release. Full body stretch again. Arms long, legs long. If when you reach, your front ribs lift a lot, see if you can press down through your back ribs, even just a little bit. So feel a more neutral spine as you reach long. One more inhale. Exhale, draw your knees in, gently rock it out. And then we'll move into a supine spinal twist. So you can either just let both of your knees fall over to the right, extend your left arm out to the left, or maybe you have your own variation you want to take today. Please, if you need to adjust at all, if you need to scoot your hips around at all, feel free to make any adjustments needed. And then breathe down into your belly, melt with your exhale. And then just in your next couple of breaths, start your own transition to the other side. So take your time, not just plopping your legs over to the other side, but come through center, neutralize for a moment, maybe a little rock, and then eventually knees to the left, right arm out to the right. And then focus on your big belly breaths. Exhale to melt into the pose, into the twist just a little more. And when you feel pretty much even on both sides, come back to center and find a full happy baby pose now. So knees to the outsides of your ribs, soles of your feet face the sky. Grab your feet if you can. If that's too much. Ankles, shins, backs of thighs, just fine. Pull down with your arms, press up through your heels. So you're trying to create a neutral spine rather than rounding your back. Maybe rock it out, maybe extend one leg or both legs. So take as much time in happy baby as you want to. And then if there are any other poses, any other stretches, any other movements that your body is still craving, anything that would feel good to you to complete your own practice, give yourself a few rounds to move through them. And as you feel ready, friends, just come into your own final relaxation. So that might be the traditional corpse pose, arms out, legs out. Or maybe you want to take today your own variation of final relaxation, maybe a fetal pose, maybe a belly shavasana. So totally up to you, but just somewhere where you can relax. Finally, let go of any efforting behind your breath, any efforting in your muscles or your body. Just give yourself these last few moments as a gift. We hardly ever give ourselves time to do nothing. So this is your time to simply do nothing, to just rest, to just be, just soak it all in moment by moment. Shavasana. Take a deep breath in and let it go. And start to wiggle through fingers and toes. And as you are ready, no rush. Find your way into a fetal position on either side. And as you curl into yourself, as you let the ground hold you just a little bit longer, really let your practice soak into your body. Maybe you even visualize that or imagine it in some way. And then use the strength in your arms to ease your way up to seated meditation once again. So right back where we began, just sitting nice and tall with your eyes closed. And then gather your hands to your own heart. And bow your head to your heart. And just acknowledge yourself for one last moment. Acknowledge yourself for taking the time out of your day. Come into the conference room, roll out your mat, connect with yourself, connect to your breath, be more present. Thank you so much for letting me guide you. Namaste. Okie dokie. Thanks, guys.